More breaking news, the Senate Judiciary Committee has passed new marijuana legislation in a 9-to-1 vote. It now heads to the full Senate floor on Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shannon Heggie.
And I'm Kim Kalunian. This new legislation calls for sweeping changes like the expungement of past marijuana crimes and a delay in retail sales in Rhode Island until December. 12 News reporter Chelsea Jones is live for us at the State House with the breaking details. Chelsea?
So the one senator that voted against this had concerns on how this would be enforced, but co-sponsor of this legislation, Senator Josh Miller, says that this would just create resources for an issue that we are already seeing. Now, the House version is set to begin being heard at 5. We do have a crew inside waiting to update us on the developments there, but Senator Miller believes that it'll pass there too. A new amended proposal of marijuana legislation in Rhode Island is one step closer to legalizing recreational marijuana. The new bill calls for all civil and criminal marijuana possession convictions to be automatically expunged by July 1st, 2024. It would begin the sale of recreational marijuana in the state to December 1st of this year. It would also get rid of fees that medical marijuana patients have to pay, like the cost to get a medical card and plant tags. Wednesday, the Senate Judiciary approved the amended legislation. It will head to the full Senate floor next. Bill co-sponsor Senator Josh Miller says this is a huge step.
It's nice to have what I feel is a very important concept for legislation to finally, like 17 other states, come to this far along in Rhode Island.
Governor Dan McKee was against the original version of this bill, saying it violates the state constitution by requiring him to pick the members of the new Cannabis Control Commission from lists provided by the Senate President and House Speaker. He said Wednesday if the changes are made, he will sign it.
My understanding is what's going to come to me if it gets passed on both the House and the Senate. We'll have addressed those, and I'll be willing to sign the piece of legislation if it gets to my desk.
People in support of this legislation say the expungement of prior convictions would make a difference for those impacted the most by marijuana convictions.
Bar them from housing, bar them from employment when they go to get a BCI, a criminal background check, and it's there. These are the things that will, a potential landlord, a potential employer, that will turn them away.
Well, Senator Miller says this legislation is 10 years in the making, and of course, if passed, it would legalize possession of marijuana right away. Live in Providence, I'm Chelsea Jones, 12 News.
First breaking news, the revised bill to legalize recreational marijuana in Rhode Island is headed to the full Senate.
And a House committee just voted as well. 12 News reporter Chelsea Jones joins us now live from the State House with an update and reaction. Chelsea?
Yeah, so the House did just pass it, so this will also move to the floor for Tuesday as well, which is something that people I spoke to earlier were hoping for. They say this means a lot for those who have been previously impacted by marijuana convictions. Cannabis legislation on the fast track to passage. An amended version of the bill unveiled this week would call for all civil and criminal marijuana possession convictions to be automatically overturned by July 1st, 2024. It would begin the sale of recreational marijuana in the state to December 1st of this year, and it would also get rid of fees that medical marijuana patients have to pay, like the cost to get a medical card and plant tags.
And I think more important with this bill is that it's state initiated, that it's automatic, that burden isn't again left on the people who've been harmed the most by prohibition of cannabis.
And I think now that, the conversation's changing a little bit about what's acceptable, I think 100% of those people should have their convictions overturned.
Sherry Cruz, co-founder of formerly incarcerated Rhode Island, says the most impacted groups tend to be people of color, the working class, women, and children. Prior to this new draft, marijuana convictions would prevent people from housing, even employment. Governor Dan McKee was against the original version of this bill, saying it violates the state constitution by requiring him to pick the members of the new Cannabis Control Commission from lists provided by the Senate President and House Speaker.
My understanding is what's going to come to me if it gets passed on both the House and the Senate. We'll have addressed those, and I'll be willing to sign the piece of legislation if it gets to my desk.
So as we've been talking about and tracking, this will move to the Senate and the House floor next week to be voted on. And again, if this is passed and signed by the governor, this would decriminalize marijuana immediately. Live in Providence, I'm Chelsea Jones, 12 News.